Welcome to Guru Trader video for Monday, April the 19th, 2010. There's 6 market movers that we're watching closely today, 3 new symbols, 3 follow-ups. On the TSX Venture, following up on NCM, Newcastle Minerals, 17 cents, up 3. Following up on PXM, Paramax Resources Limited, 34 cents, up 1.5. Following up on GBB again, Gold Bullion Development Corp, 37, up 4 today. New symbol, ALZ, Aldershot Resources Limited, 6 cents, up 2.5 cents. New symbol IG, Infinito Gold Limited, 41 cents, up 15 cents. And lastly, on the AMEX, new symbol SSN, Samson Oil Gas Limited, 83 cents, up 17 cents. Let's take a closer look at these stocks. First stock we're commenting on today, NCM, Newcastle Minerals Limited, 17 up 3, 21% move. Showed up on the percentage gainers, 3.86 million shares traded out of 56 million. Market cap still under 10 million. The 52-week high was 15 cents, which it did on April the 12th. The low was 1.5, which it did June the 1st. Now we're following Newcastle. We've mentioned them before. First time mentioning, if you check our Twitter timeline, was March the 4th at 12 cents. We mentioned them, I think, Newcastle hires their drilling. That's when we also mentioned them on that date, I believe. And anyway, April 14th, they announced they've begun drilling on their Castellan property. That's in West Timmins, Ontario. 2,000 meters, 120 hectare property. It's surrounded by Lakeshore Gold Corp's Timmins West Gold Mine Complex. Lakeshore Gold is actually one of our top 30 small caps, if you check under here. It also lies east of Melchior's Resources Castellan property. So lots of activity, lots of drill results if you want to look into these stocks. Now Lakeshore traded as high as $4 or in that area. Melchior is a 25-cent stock. And so you see the run that they had. And I believe a lot of this was based on that property. Now NCM hasn't really done anything in the last 5 years, so it's kind of in uncharted territory. And the traded as high as 17.5 today. And so we're going to keep an eye on it. It's on our radar, and we'll go from there. And PXM again, Paramax Resources, 35.5 up 3. Actually, we tweeted it a few minutes ago. It was 34 then. 4.27 million shares traded at a 45 million outstanding. So it turned over a little. It looks like it turned over 10% of its shares outstanding. The market cap still only 16 million. The 52-week high was 34, which it did on April the 12th. The low was a nickel, which did July the 8th of last year. There's the chart that I like to look at. This part of it right here. So let's look at the 3-month. We first mentioned Paramax actually on March 15th at 18 cents. So somewhere around here, in this area here, after this dip. And anyway, they announced today Bridge Resources and Paramax completes their 3rd successful well in Idaho. So look at that. I think it's deep well, 4,385 feet, has encountered several gas-bearing sands. So that one's worth keeping an eye on. And let's see if that volume continues to build, and take a look into. I'd like to have a better idea of how many, where they're at as far as their exploration. Are they done, or are they continuing? And let's see what comes. Okay, next, following up on GBB, Gold Bullion Development Corp, 37 up 4, 12% move, 3.42 million shares outstanding, but out of 105 million shares. Anyway, the market cap's 38 million. The previous 52-week high was 36.5 cents, which it did on April the 13th. The low was 1.5, which it did on May the 5th. Now, I believe that is not just a 52-week high, but is actually an all-time high for the stock. Yeah, the stock's been around since just before 2007, and that high today is a new high. Now, March the 11th, while I have this open, they've more than doubled their land position at Grenada. We mentioned them, I believe, at that time. First time we mentioned GBB was March the 3rd at 20 cents. So I think we mentioned them when they put out this release as well. And anyway, and they've more than doubled their land position. They announced that on... Yeah, that's what March the 11th. Anyway, they're in the middle of that drill program of their Grenada properties, and I think we first mentioned them when they put out this release. Gold Bullion drills best ever results at Grenada. So that gives you an idea. We're going to keep it on our radar. And first time mentioning ALZ, Aldershot Resources, 6 cents up 2.5 cents, 71% move. Keep in mind that's only 2.5 cents. 4 million shares traded at a 74 million. Market cap's under 5 million. So it's traded at not much more than the value of a shell. The 52-week high was 5.5 cents, and this is why we're mentioning it, because it broke that today. And the low was 2 cents, which it did September the 11th. Hasn't really done anything for the last year. So it's breaking out of that range. I don't really see any news. A couple people are following them. I don't know if that accounts for it. But I remember Aldershot a few years ago when uranium prices were a lot higher, and I knew a few juniors that were exploring for uranium in Quebec and in the Northwest Territories, and I think their properties are in Quebec. But anyway, I'm not sure if that's their focus is on their uranium projects, but anyway, it did pop up on the technicals, and so we'll put it on our radar for that reason. Another new symbol, IG, Infinito Gold Limited, 41 up 15 cents, 57% move, but only a little over 1 million shares traded out of 123 million shares outstanding. $50 million market cap. 52-week high was 39 cents, which it did November 16th. The low was 13 cents, which it did April 28th. I know nothing about this company. I haven't looked at their properties, but over the weekend they put out a news release that the Constitutional Court in Costa Rica confirms validity of grant of Crucitas gold projects and permits. So obviously the courts, one of their properties was tied up in the courts for a while, and I believe there's still an injunction, and I think the ruling was 5-2. I was looking over a little bit, but again, I don't know anything about the property, but obviously the market likes it because the stock popped 57% on Monday, obviously based on that news release. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And lastly, on the AMEX SSN, Samson Oil and Gas, this one has made our top 10, top 20, but was never mentioned because it never made the cut of the 7 market movers. Well, today it's popping up again, and actually today it showed up on the percentage gainers, up 26.5%. So 83 up 17 cents, up 26.5%. The volume 4.5 million showed up on the volume actives as well. Now it shows the market cap 10 million. The market cap on this company is actually around 42 million. I'll show you in a second. And so these shares outstanding are wrong as well. The 52-week high was $1.09, which it did on September the 11th. The low was 18 cents on November the 3rd. Hasn't really done anything, but now it looks like it's starting to build. Let's look at the longer term chart. And anyway, today, over the weekend, they announced Samson Oil and Gas reports 2936 barrels of oil equivalent per day from their Gene 1 well. So find out where they're at with that, how much more is to come. I believe they were showing something around 1,100 barrels, and there was a sand plug, and now they've cleared that out, and they're up to an equivalent of close to 3,000 barrels. So anyway, let's look at the longer term chart. The stock's only been around since the end of 2008. It's never really been above 80 cents, and except for that there's been a blip obviously because it shows the year high is $1.09. So anyway, if you look at the bottom of their release, you'll see that their market capitalization is actually 42 million US, and or Australian 44 million. It trades. There's almost 1.3 billion shares that trade on the Australian Stock Exchange, but at a lower price. So that this is all adjusted. So these are ADRs, and the equivalent is about 42 million. So anyway, keep all that in mind, and we're going to keep an eye on that one. Anyway, that's about it for today. Do your homework, trade safely, and we'll talk with you tomorrow. Guru Trader videos and tweets are daily snapshots of 5 to 7 very active small and microcap stocks from all North American stock exchanges. We simply track stocks that are trading up significantly on news or making new highs on very high volume without any further consideration of company fundamentals. The point is to save time by focusing on only those stocks that are moving right now. Guru Trader symbols come from filtering market movers and from subjective observations. Our software cross-references today's volume actives, percent gainers, and dollar gainers, which are filtered down to just lower-priced stocks. We then look at each stock's charts for apparent uptrends, and news headlines for obvious one-day-only events to exclude, like a buyout, or for longer-term growth-related news like financials, drill results, patent approvals, etc. to include. This is similar to how many traders look for new stocks as a starting point for further research with their financial and investment advisors. This is not an advisory service, and conflicts may exist as we sometimes take positions, or featured stocks may have bought online advertising or IR support services. Any content published by Investors Guru Small Cap Stock Observer is subject to the terms of our privacy policy and disclaimer at investorsguru.com. For our other small cap stock channels, follow Twitter's Guru Trader tweet in real time on your PC or mobile device at twitter.com/investorsguru. Subscribe to watch YouTube's Investors Guru video channel at youtube.com/investorsguru. Search Investors Guru at facebook.com and add us as a friend to see our videos, tweets, etc. that are all synced to post on our wall. It's free to sign up at investorsguru.com stock community for comprehensive quotes, newsletters, profiles, forums, etc., or to update your portfolio, watch list, alerts, and news by email preferences. Thanks for watching.